Right guys, I just wanted to make this quick video concerning like what's been happening in the last few days for me. And there's quite a sequence of events, and I haven't been feeling my best. I've been like proper ill as well, and I think it came from been in hospital for the last month. And when she came out of hospital, I think it was around Tuesday-ish, it must have been Monday, Tuesday. Then Friday comes along, and then I start to like hearing hallucinations, as if like hearing things that are not there. I mean, I remember one specific thing was like I was on my walk and I could hear like men talking behind me, you know, and saying things and that. But you know, you look around and there's like no one there. So you know, I was just hearing things that weren't even there. And even that Friday night is when it started. This thing's happening. And I was like lying on my couch and I'd feel this sort of energy, or like two energies, even like energy paths if you like. But from one energy path I hear like a voice. Can't really understand what it's saying, but it's like a voice, yeah, speaking. And I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And then next thing you know, I mean, literally in a whirlwind, like angels do, this whirlwind in the middle of my living room. And then this guy starts rapping, and it's like he's rapping and he's even referring to himself as Satan. And he even sounds like the Satan before a bit that I met, that I contended with. He called himself Metatron. But this guy was rapping, and this angel was rapping, calling himself Satan, and he's like on the floor. But the thing is, it's like secondary, I call it secondary sound. But the thing is, you need like a primary to hit them, to reflect what they're saying, so you can hear them, if that makes sense. So I couldn't really hear what he was rapping about or anything. I remember having my phone, actually. I put my my sleep tune on that's in the back of all my videos, and sort of pointing it towards him, as if like, you know, I could reflect off him what he was actually saying, but that didn't work. So I walked off because I thought, I know what he's like, he follows me. And so yeah, so I went upstairs and he kind of followed me. And then I went to the bathroom and I could hear him sort of behind, but I couldn't really hear what he was saying again. And then I was going down the stairs, but he was already going down the stairs. And then it must have been like the system noise from the toilet reflecting down the stairs. And then I could hear what he was saying, like step by step though. And I'd take a step down, I could hear a bit more about what he was saying. And I caught a bit saying about even your shower doesn't work, which it doesn't. Because when my brother, because like I say, during the time that my mum was in hospital, I mean, even my two brothers were even given more stress. I mean, you know, one just turned up at the house and stayed there, and then when he got money, he started drinking again, so I had to kick him out. One came round my house, drunk, switched the electric off, but I think he sat on my laptop, but he smashed my laptop screen and then hid it underneath the couch, and then sat at my bedside, you know, threatening me. And it was just like too much stress. And you know, oh, and as well as that, when my old dear came back, and then I was getting feeling sick, I also didn't sleep for 2 nights, and this was night 3 that I'm talking about now. And yeah, so yeah, so he's on the stairs and he's rapping, and yeah, even your shower don't work and all this and blah blah. And I'm taking a step closer and I can hear a bit more. But he's right at the stairs now. Yeah, I'm sort of locked him in a bit. And yeah, he's just rapping about bang bang, and I'll he's like rapping stuff, yeah. And I was like, all right. And then kind of it was like this this right hand being, angel, which like I say, when I was on the sofa I could hear at first as a voice. He was talking to me and I was like, shh, I can't hear what he's saying. And I'm, shh, I can't hear what he's saying. And anyway, I thought, oh, bugger this, I'm going down. I need to go to the shop to get electric and that. So I walked down to the shop, and I thought, is this right hand being angel going to be there? And so I walked to the shop and then came back up again. And yeah, lo and behold, that right side angel, if you like, was still there on my shoulder. And yeah, and then kind of sat back in the living room and, you know, sorted my stuff out and bag and whatever, sat down and sorted the electric out, I think, and yeah, and then sort of sat down, and then the right hand angel kind of said something, blah blah, and then Satan comes back into the room again, or, you know, this being said he was saying, and he's rapping again and doing all this stuff, and like I said, I just kind of just sat there at this time, just kind of listening to it. And then this right hand angel kind of starts like rapping as well, and then it's almost like they were like in a rap battle together with each other, do you know what I mean? And it was a bit strange, like, and I was like, can you hear what they're saying? Can you hear what they're saying? And my mum's like, you're going mad, you're going mental. I was like, listen, I can hear this for sure. Like, and they were kind of just rapping at each other. But the right hand angel, the one on the right, I could hear it, some of the words, and I heard like the words like love your mother, love your mother, love your mother, or something like that. And I was like, yeah. Excuse me, still a bit. I was like, love your mother, yeah. And I did hear a little bit where it said love your brothers and your father. I was like, whoa, really? And yeah, and basically it went on like that for quite a time, and then it died down as, you know, the night was coming to an end, yeah. And then yeah, this right hand angel, like, there was someone speaking, and it was weird, like, and I don't know if this is just big hallucination, but it's like some woman saying, take care of my brother and my sister. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, how do I even know your brother or sister? And then they're like, well, you'll be in contact with him tomorrow at late morning. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. And so I didn't know what was going on about that. And then finished the night, like, went to bed. When I got into bed, my right ear, literally, there was a woman talking. And I recognised the voice straight away. It's that woman that I used to speak to, called Rebecca Indra, from Singapore. And it was like a conversation between me and her that we probably would have had on WhatsApp. And I remember, because she was talking about, oh, it's so expensive to send my daughter to college. And I was thinking, well, this must have been before she sent her to college. And yeah, how she referred to it. I even heard myself being replying to her a little bit. Well, you know, when she stopped talking, replied to her a little bit, and then she carried on talking. And then it was like this big snippet of WhatsApp or something that had got played into my ear. And then I was like, well, I was just like flabbergasted, like, and yeah, I just stayed up for a little bit, and then kind of went to sleep and that. And the next morning, I mean, like, this being called himself Satan or whatever, he kind of just follows you around and sort of plays music, like, you know, this kind of hard rap sort of music with his electric guitar sort of riffs in it. And yeah, and that's basically that was Friday night through Saturday, and now we're only on Sunday, I guess. But I don't know the whole purpose of this. See, I'm not even fully my throat's still thingy, and I'm still phlegmy, so I'm still not even well. My ears are buzzing, so I don't know, or whether this is actually a bit of both, whether it is real, and, you know, and I just feel like shit while it's happening, or what. So I'm just gonna have to play it by ear, and let's see what happens in the next couple of days or something. I mean, it's Feast of Tabernacles in the next couple of days, so we'll be Feast of Tabernacling, and I really want to do it this year as well, because I pussy out some years because of the weather in the UK is just so rubbish. And, you know, this time of year, I mean, even now, we're probably at about 5 degrees here now. Don't know what it'll be at night minus, but I mean, that's no excuse. But I want to be able to do it this year, definitely. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this quick video. I don't know if I'll upload it or not, depending on how things go, I suppose. So as you heard from that video, that was the second like face-to-face, voice-to-voice encounter I had with Satan, and he literally dropped in on the Day of Atonement. Just to recap, like he literally dropped in on the Day of Atonement as the sun went down on Friday evening. Actually, it was the Sabbath and it was the Day of Atonement, so a double whammy. And he, like I said, I knew there were spirits around, and he literally dropped in the living room on a whirlwind, like. And he said, people started rapping, and he's like, Satan and all this, and he'd say, so he referred to himself as Satan the second time. The first time he referred to himself as Metatron. And the face-to-face thing was really sort of close for about 7 days, and then afterwards it dwindled. But I have to tell you, like, two things. You could say the portal, or my whatever, to the spirit world has not closed. I can still hear, even like today, I can still hear this, like the connection, as if the connection is either open still to the spirit world, or there's a spirit, good or bad, still in my presence. I mean, really, things have been really good actually, so I don't know whether it's a good angel or it's a bad angel, but it feels like either there's a spirit still present, even now, you know, what we are nearly Passover, and there's still present sort of thing. So if it's good or bad, I don't know. Another thing is as well is that during that time I started to get these like palpitations in my leg, which it's hard to say, because I mean I kind of tore my leg. No, I pulled something like that in my leg. I had a massive backache, and then I was like suffering really bad with cramp. But like during this encounter, there started like palpitations at my leg, so I'm not quite sure. And then it came up in a blood test that my thyroid gland was active, or overactive thyroid. I've got to go for another blood test again just to see if it's still like that. But I thought that quite strange, because it all happened around the same time. I still feel like I kind of still getting these palpitations, and do you know what I mean? So this thing, whatever happened in like October, it's like it's still ongoing. So the portal or a presence, an angel is still around me all the time, and this sort of like palpitation in the leg and stuff. But my energy's fine. I mean, overactive thyroid, people say, you know, you should be like depressed or losing weight and all this sort of stuff, and I don't really feel any symptoms at all, really. So I mean, I got a blood test, I think, well, in about a week or so from about Passover time, and we'll just go from there and see if my thyroid is still hyperactive or not, and go from there. So yeah, I just wanted to share that second encounter with Satan. And funny enough, something else to think about is he tried to start his New World Order in 2020 on my birthday, August, right? And he says, you got to die within 2 days so the angels can come down, take over the earth. And so he wanted to start his New World Order. Now, who was president? Trump. And he literally had, what, 3 or 4 months left? Now, maybe if I would have killed myself, maybe that's exactly what would have happened. Maybe they would have started the New World Order. You know, the inheritance event could have happened on Jesus' what would it be, 3rd birthday. Or 3rd or 4th birthday it would have been in 2020, since the birth sign was complete in 2017. So he could have started his new world order then. Now he wanted to start it under Trump. Why? Because, like I said, they wanted Trump to be the fall guy. Now Biden come in, and you kind of got this four-year break. Now Trump's back in. Now, like I've said in previous videos, now it's time for the seals. And even it doesn't really matter about all this, because the heavens declared nuclear world war 2026 June. You come back 5 months for Trumpet 5, Yellowstone, the Locust for 5 months. Which is the orbit path of Nibiru. It brings you back to January, which is Tevet 14th. Tevet 14th is the second passing of the throne. We know, because as 2 witnesses are killed, and then the heathen makes merry and sends gifts one to another, celebrating Christmas. The only full moon feast around Christmas is Tevet 14th. The feast of Esther's wedding supper. When she comes into the presence of the king. Now, what about, so can the first passing happen on Tevet 14th as well? Well, it's 5 months before, it's Trumpet 5, before nuclear war. It brings us out to January again. So Tevet 14th, January 3rd. So for that to happen as well, for the trumpets to happen, then the seals must begin. So then that brings us actually back into the end of 2025. So that's where I get my timeline from. And so but hey, Trump's going to be in again. Trump the fall guy for market collapse, seal 3, fall guy for seal 2, world war. So it's all on top. But like I said, concerning me, he just dropped into my living room on the Day of Atonement, and like I said, this portal thing is still open, the orders of presence still here. And yeah, I've got this thing, I don't know, it could just be something of nothing, do you know what I mean? It could just be something of nothing. Like I say, in myself, I feel pretty fit actually. So yeah, I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. God bless you all in Jesus' precious name. Amen.